Hello and welcome to the Travel Troll. Where have we brought everybody today, please, Mazzy? Walsingham Abbey. We've brought you to Walsingham Abbey. Now, it's only open between 11 and 1 and 2 and 4 at this time of year. And to get in, you have to walk through, it's like a solicitor's office. And there's a girl sat there who, nothing wrong with her, she were alright, but not very smiley.
No.
I felt like we were interrupting. Anyway, we've got in, and there's an interesting story to come with this place, and there's been some amazing people turn up here. So let us go around. We don't know what to expect ourselves, but standing in front of us at the moment is something pretty cool. So this place is particularly famous for one thing. It happened in 1061. A lady, do you remember her name?
No.
No. She was called Richeldis de Faverges. Lovely name.
I never heard of it.
Sounds a bit Frenchy.
Yeah.
And she had a vision. Do you know what she had a vision of?
No. Mary or something?
Mary, yeah. The Virgin Mary came down to see Richeldis and said to Richeldis, Richeldis, build an house what looks like Jesus' house in Nazareth. So she did. Now, I don't know what the house looks like. I'm hoping we're going to see a picture at some point during this little visit. The house she built, not a proper sized house, you know, just like a little model, I think, made out of matchsticks probably. But it became a pilgrimage. It was a shrine, a holy shrine, and people came here on pilgrimages. Important people. It must have been one of the holiest places in the whole of Britain at the time, because I'll tell you who came here on a pilgrimage. You're going to love this one. Will you hold that note? Will you flip my page for me, please?
I will.
Thank you. Once it's flipped, if you could give it back to me. Thank you very much. Right, listen to the people who came here on a pilgrimage. Henry III, King Henry III came here on a pilgrimage in 1241. Edward I, King Edward I, came on a pilgrimage here in 1280 and 1296. Edward II in 1315. King Henry VI in 1455. Henry VII in 1487. And King Henry VIII came here in 1513. Now that is particularly amazing because it was King Henry VIII who had the place knocked down during the Reformation. So he came here on a pilgrimage and then he knocked it down later on. That's just hypocritical, isn't it? Is that the word? Is that the right word for it? He's a hypocrite, he shouldn't have come. But yeah, that's the amount of kings who've been here. No queens, just kings. That excited me. That's the reason I came. We've just come into the wall garden, it says, and it's just 2 holes with like green muck at the bottom and then a big square with green muck at the bottom and bits of wood over the top. Not that impressed with it, to be honest, but I do like this, the actual little entrancey bit. That's quite cool. I can't believe we nearly walked away from that. It were more important than we first thought it was. Let's go back. Let's explain this properly. Now, I just explained that I liked the entrance, yeah, to the bathy bit, to the green, mucky hole bit. The entrance, it's lovely. It's from the 1100s. 1100s, that's old. So we're coming back. There's more things to tell you. 1100s, beautiful look, beautiful. But these things behind it, they're better than we thought. They're better than we thought. These were where monks used to bath. Monks used to bath in here. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah.
And then, after the place was knocked down by King Henry VIII, they became wishing wells. So people throw money in there and stuff. That's probably why they've put these grates over, because they know I would be putting my hand in there seeing if I could find any money.
We could have one each.
We can't have one each.
There's 2 holes.
Yeah, but I paid for you to come in.
Okay.
They're mine. So there's a rather pleasant little bridge here.
It's cute.
It's cute, isn't it? Do you like that? How old do you think it is?
1100s?
1100s? No, it's actually quite modern.
Oh, is it?
They've used the stone from the priory,
Oh.
or the abbey, or wherever we are. They used the stone from them buildings to build this, because originally it would have just been a ford, you know, with a few stepping stones to go over. But this is actually the old main road to Norwich. So if you ever went to Norwich,
Oh, really?
you'd have to go over here. So in the 19th century, I think it was, they actually built this little bridge. Beautiful. So interestingly enough, Mazzy's just said to me, is there any fish in here? Now I've got a story about that for you, Mazzy,
Right.
in this stream here. When King Henry VIII came here on his pilgrimage,
Yeah.
he caught the biggest ever carp ever caught in there.
Oh,
At
wow.
863 pounds.
Sounds big.
That is big. Good
That's
fisherman.
very interesting.
It is well interesting, yeah.
It is. Are you lying to me?
No.
Are you pulling my leg?
It started snowing now quite heavily. It's quite nice actually when you're in a warm coat. There is another little story. There's a guy, when they were knocking all the monasteries down and everything was kicking off, there was a guy who was very much against it. Someone here, one of the monks or abbots or whatever he was. He was very much against it. And he basically got done for treason or something, and they hung him on the walls of the abbey here.
Oh.
Yeah,
right,
so
okay.
he shouldn't have done that, otherwise he'd have lived.
Oh.
So we've just walked for about a mile because Mazzy wanted to see the lovely bridge and waterfall, didn't you?
Yeah.
Even though it was snowing heavily, and you've got an umbrella and I haven't, and we've finally come. Are you impressed with it?
It's alright.
Now, Mazzy did just say, here it is. Well, here's the bridge. As you can see, that is a wonderful 21st century wooden bridge with an amazing waterfall. Look at that. And Mazzy just said, well, maybe the waterfall gets bigger when the tide changes. Do you see anything wrong with what you said? So this is the last remaining room of the abbey, and it's very welcoming today because there's heating on. It feels very warm, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Feels like there's heating on anyway. And there's actually a timeline here telling you from when it started, 1061, and goes all the way along. So I'll see if I've missed anything off, and if I have, I'll let you know. So here you are, the start. As I said, 1061, Lady Richeldis had a vision. There's Mary coming down to tell her that she wants her to build a Jesus' house, a replica of Jesus' house. So she does. So she went ahead and she built a house, and then people started coming on pilgrimages here. And they joined the bandwagon here. They thought there's money to be made. So they started in mass production. They used to make thousands of badges and things. People could buy them in the gift shop when they came. So this is interesting. We're at about 1395 now. Priors were snoring, so they had to enlarge the priory. They made it bigger because they were snoring. Right, I've read it. Like 1,000 years worth of stuff. I've read it all. There's nothing else worth telling you. I've told you everything what's important. The last thing I want to show you in here is the heating. Absolutely fantastic. That's probably dating from about 1247. And it still works to this very day. Beautiful. So the very last piece I want to show you. This is the Cloisters, by the way. Where we've just been, the crypt is just in there. And we've just come to this part. Do you know which part this is?
The back bit.
The
No,
back
I don't
bit.
know.
I just told you, literally 60 seconds ago, it's the refectory.
Refectory.
This is the refectory. It's very nice, very ruined. But, you know, it's just more stone walls. Honestly, we've seen so many stone walls today. We've been to abbeys, 2 abbeys, 3 abbeys, 2, 3 abbeys. We've been all over. And I'm getting a bit bored of them now. And that's the ruins of the West Tower. Honestly, there's very little to see of this abbey, or whatever it is. Is it an abbey? I can't remember. There's very little to see here. What did you think?
Yeah, it was good.
It's alright, it's like we said, it's a good place to come for couples on a hot summer's day because you can walk around the woods and stuff. But, I don't know, it's a historic housing association place. They look after it. They charge you £5 to come in. Didn't cost me anything because I've got a free membership because my mum got me one. So it was just £5, but if this was English Heritage, this would have been free.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have had to pay for this, for English Heritage, because there's not enough to see. But yeah, I'm happy I came simply because so many kings have been here, and you've got that stunning thing there, which I still don't know what it is. So we're just walking out, and I'm really quite excited now because I've found the exact spot where the shrine was. This is where the kings came, all them kings, and I found out there's a few queens came as well. Queen Anne came here, and another queen.
Wow.
But this is the exact spot, this little cross here. So you think there has been at least seven kings and queens of England have stood
That's amazing.
where we are right now.
Stood right where
That
I am.
excites me. No, they won't be stood there because that's where the shrine was. They won't stand on the shrine.
I thought that's where they
They'd probably be stood here or there. Some, you know, just close by. You won't be stood on it.
Oh.
You'd crush it. The shrine. I'm happy with that. So the one part which remains, the big archway, must be there. That must be what we saw, and the actual shrine is somewhere just over here. Marks out of 10, please, Mazzy.
7.
7. I'm going to give it a 6. I'm knocking one off because it's £5. If it had been free, it'd have got a 7. So thanks for joining me, the Travel Troll, and my trollop. See you next time. Say goodbye, Mazzy.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Say goodbye, Mazzy. Bye bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Many thanks for watching, guys. Please don't forget to click like, subscribe, leave a comment and share the video. And be sure to check out my other channel, Deep Digger Dan, and my website, thetraveltroll.uk. You can also follow me on Facebook, on Twitter and on Instagram. But most importantly, please do donate to the charity which we're supporting in this county. All links to everything I've just mentioned are all in the description below. Please come back tomorrow as we continue our adventure to try and make the biggest video library of the sites of the UK. Goodbye!